Now, your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we are looking to a pretty nice start to the day today. We've got a 74-degree temperature. We've got a dew point coming in at 73. We've got 97% relative humidity and a feels like temperature of about 74 degrees, same as the air temperature. So we're looking at a mild start to what will end up being another very warm day. We're looking at temperatures that climb up to about 90 degrees by lunchtime. I don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall for the morning hours, but as we head into the afternoon, that's when you're pretty much guaranteed a shower or two building in inland areas. And then very slow moving showers could drop a lot of rainfall if you happen to be under one of them, because they're basically going to rain themselves out in place. As they take the winds from the rain that's produced, the winds pull down that cold air and give us that beautiful gust front that cools things off so nicely. Well, those winds also help to trigger off other thunderstorms, and that'll be the main mechanism for shower development today. So as those winds from the thunderstorms come out and spread out, other thunderstorms pop up on the periphery. That means erratic motion to the storms because they're not being driven by any large-scale winds. The winds are light and variable today. So expect to see almost any time, almost anywhere later this afternoon, a 30% chance of showers. We'll watch the area of disturbed weather that brought yesterday's kind of really heavy rainfall moving out now into the Gulf waters. So perhaps we can trend down the rain chance a little bit this afternoon, as we won't have the influence of that kicker in the atmosphere. But we will have plenty of moisture around. We'll have a lot of daytime heating, and we will undoubtedly see more thunderstorms, just as we're seeing now out in Gulf waters. So our rain chance will be at about 30% this afternoon. Not much going on for your morning commute. Everything's quiet there. As I mentioned, we had two tropical systems which we were watching and continue to watch. One, Beryl, leftovers of Beryl, I should say, and Chris, now a tropical storm with a pretty evident comma-shaped pattern, kind of something like you'd see in the winter, coming on a cold front. You know, you could almost make out a cold front here. Well, it's not quite that kind of a system, but it certainly is becoming more of a hybrid system. And I think by the end of the day, as it comes up here near Newfoundland, it's going to start falling apart, I think. On its way toward the mid-Atlantic waters and eventually up toward areas around Iceland, just south of Greenland, as it heads on up into the cold waters and falls apart. But it could produce kind of a little bit of storm there for that lovely little island. We are watching quiet conditions here. Beryl continues to pull away from us. As it does that, it's going to allow high pressure to build in. As high pressure builds in fact, in two places, we get those light and variable winds today that allow for that random thunderstorm development. As we head into the weekend, I think a high pressure ridge will start to build in Gulf waters that'll produce a more westerly flow of air, and that will tend to give us a more defined motion to some of our storms, building first along the coast and then moving inland. And then eventually high pressure out in the Atlantic will win the game, and it will build in next week, bringing us more typical summer weather with a southeasterly wind flow that builds those showers in inland areas and then sends them back to the coast. So kind of a flip-flopping weather pattern over the course of the next 5 days. Southwest wind at about 10 knots, kind of light out there on the water. Smooth conditions. Nice day for boating. 92 today, tomorrow the same. As we head into the weekend, we'll put it in about a 40% chance of showers. Some drier air filters in on Sunday, reducing rain chance a bit of the 2 weekend days. Sunday will probably be the drier. Then high pressure in the Atlantic builds in, and we're left with pretty typical summertime weather to start next week.